Dr. Pimister, what would you say to those people who deny the ecumenical or binding nature of the Council of Florence on all baptized Christians, even to today?
Well, the Council of Florence is pretty much the most ecumenical council there's ever been. I mean, the Pope was there, the Patriarch of Constantinople was there, representatives of the other Eastern patriarchs were there. Pretty much every single church with valid orders founded by an apostle attended the Council of Florence at some point or another, and a particular document was issued for that church. So, I mean, that's about as ecumenical as it gets. Now, I mean, my tutor for patristics many years ago was a celebrated Orthodox bishop, and I asked him once, how do you tell the difference between a genuine and a non-genuine ecumenical council? And he said, he looked a bit embarrassed, and he said, well, some people say it's ecumenical if the next one recognizes it as ecumenical, and other people say that it's ecumenical if the whole church receives it. And he said, oh, I appreciate that there are significant logical problems with both of those accounts. So there are very significant logical problems with those accounts. The first one is that if it's only ecumenical, the next one is ecumenical, then we'll never find out what any ecumenical council were, which until our Lord Jesus Christ comes back at the end of time and opens the envelope and tells us what the name of the last ecumenical council was, by which time it'll be too late. The problem with the other one is that obviously the people who are condemned as heretics almost never, or at least most of them, almost never accept any ecumenical council. The Arians didn't accept Nicaea, the Macedonians didn't accept Constantinople I, the Nestorians didn't accept Ephesus, the Monophysites didn't accept Chalcedon. So it'd be completely absurd to say that the people who disagree have to agree with it, otherwise it's not an ecumenical council. There was only one significant person who didn't agree, who was actually there with the reunion decree of Florence, Letento Celi, and that was Mark, Bishop of Ephesus. And even he was essentially refuted. They showed him that all these fathers who are venerated as saints by the Byzantine Church teach the filioque, and that the passages in the Eastern Fathers, which if he interpreted them to deny the filioque, he would just be interpreting the Fathers as disagreeing with each other. He denied that the Fathers could disagree with each other on such a point. So he had to claim that every statement by St. Augustine that he ever wrote in favor of the filioque was an interpolation. It was a completely absurd position. And he was the only guy who didn't agree. I mean, if it's not binding because one guy disagrees on such an absurd basis, never mind the fact that he disagrees, then the Council of Nicaea is toast because there were 3 or 4 bishops who refused to accept the Creed of Nicaea.